So I wanted to make a quick video about collecting some seeds from my ant plant. This is a Myrmecodia subspecies pendula. So this guy just constantly makes little white flowers. You can see one flower here. They have like 4 little petals. And I tried self-pollinating them, so I don't really understand how the flowers in these things work. Apparently they have like 3 types of flowers or something like that, where it's like different lengths of the anthers and stamens. So one has like a long anther and short stamen or something like that, and then it's reversed, and then there's like a middle one. I tried like opening one up, dissecting it and pollinating it, but could never get any pollen out of it. Occasionally it just self-pollinates itself, so you get a little fruit. So I don't know what pattern causes that, but I did find that it is insanely fast. So I had a flower, I think I have a picture to pull up, but the flower happened, I think it was on April 2nd, and then a bit less than 3 days later, I come back and there's a fruit there. So I mean, I check these plants, quite often, but I didn't even expect a fruit to be developing, so I didn't really notice it, and it was just like a fully formed fruit. So it is insanely fast. And then now it is another day after. I think this fruit is now probably overripe. It was probably ripe when I took the picture, and now it's probably overripe. So let's just pick it off. Let me get the focus right. So they just come off when they're yellow or orange like this. They just come off like this, and you can already kind of see the seeds inside. I think I could see a couple already. No, there's several in there. So we will go to the tissue paper and see what's going on. All right, I got the little fruit set up here with some paper towels. Now let's squeeze the seeds out. So you could just kind of squeeze them, and all the seeds just come popping out. I think in the wild, these things are eaten by like birds or something, birds and ants. So I don't think there's any more in there. I don't feel any more. So the seeds are actually quite big, and they're covered in this like fruit goop. But yeah, birds or ants carry them around, and I can't really see through the camera to see how many is in here. I think there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seeds in there, and they sprout very fast. So some people say between 24 to 48 hours they can already see them sprouting. It took mine like 3 days, so a bit longer last time I tried, but the fruit was a bit dried. So I tried one where the fruit was already like very shriveled, so maybe it takes a bit longer that way. But so these are the actual little seedlings that look what they look like when they sprout. So these are a few days old now. Yeah, again, they sprout very fast, about 2 or 3 days, and you could see them like just sprouting, and their germination rate is almost like 100%. So I think I have every single seed I've sown in here is sprouted, and they look really cute because they're like, you get the little puffy little caudex already kind of forming out there. So I have 13 seeds from 2 fruits. So I don't know how that was distributed. I don't remember. I felt like one had 5, but I feel like it's unlikely to have 8 in one. So it must have been like 7 and 6 maybe. But yeah, it looks like I got 5 this time from this set. So this time I'm probably going to try to sow them in peat, a top surface of peat. This is a top surface of just cut sphagnum, but I heard peat also does well, so I want to see sow these guys in some peat just to see if it makes any difference. The little green berry on my Hydnophytum formicarium has ripened, and it's now this little orange berry. So I guess it's kind of salmon colored, and I think it might have 2 seeds. So let's squish it and see what's inside. So yeah, seeds look a bit larger than the what's called the Myrmecodia seeds, but it looks like I got 2. I'm gonna clean them off a bit and then try to sow these 2. So here's the 2 mother plants. Here's the Myrmecodia schlatterii. It's making more flowers. You can see some of the dead flowers, but I haven't seen another seed pod yet. So, and here was the Hydnophytum. The berry was up there. It was green for quite a long time. So compared to this guy, which had like the berries are kind of formed instantly for me. the berry on this thing hanged green for quite a long time before it turned orange. And then I just saw it turn orange today, and you just poke at it and it just like falls off. When it's green, it was pretty firm, so I couldn't get it off when it was green. Or at least, I mean, I didn't really force it, but I imagine it's only when it's ripe. That's when it's ready to come off. I think in the nature, they get eaten by birds or something, and then they poop them onto another tree branch. But yeah, here's the little seedlings that I've sown before. I think this is 23 days now since sowing, minus like maybe 3 days for germination. And then this other one, 4 here and 1 here, they are 15 days, minus of course a couple of days for germination. And here is the Hydnophytum seeds. I got one in this corner and another one slightly buried in the other corner. And we'll see how it goes. I just, it's mostly sphagnum, perlite, and cocoa bark in the substrate, but on the top layer, I'm starting to add a layer of peat just to give it a bit of extra contact with the soil. Although it doesn't seem to matter. It seems like these guys are doing fine. Although now that I look at it, it seems like I should have sown them a bit more sparingly, like maybe in 2 pots, kind of like this, because the germination rate is so high that, you know, each seed is going to come out, and you kind of don't want to crowd them too much because you want the caudex to develop like into something that looks nice. And if they're all crowded, eventually all the caudexes are going to get like mushed together. So eventually I'm going to probably just remove a few, either prune them or weed them out or something, or move them to a different pot. We'll see how it goes. Depends on if I get more seeds or not. If I get a lot more seeds, then I guess it doesn't really matter if I pull out a few. So I'm repotting some of that ant plant seedlings. They've gotten quite big. I'll put on the screen how long it's been since the seeds were planted, but I don't really know off the top of my head. But they're up till, you can see their first set of leaves, and then the second set, the third set of leaves basically on some of these. All right. Some of them are a bit larger than others. I think these are ones more in the center. I don't really know why. Maybe they just got more nutrients in the center or more water. So yeah, I'm probably gonna repot the smaller ones, 4 to a pot, and then the larger ones, give them their own pots and stuff. And then I'll spread them around. I have a few in a lowland tent, a few in my smaller terrarium, you know, just to not put all my eggs in one basket. And you could see how they are already getting their like holes and stuff on the bottom for like trying to invite ants into them. Of course, you know, I don't have ants in my terrariums, but if they were in the wild, ants would already be able to move in. And just in case you don't know, you know, ant plants don't need ants to live. You just fertilize them a bit and they're fine. So let's see, does this guy have 3 leaves? Yeah, this guy also has 3 leaves. It's just smaller. So I don't know if it's genetics or, I mean, these were suspiciously in the middle-ish area. So could just be environmental factors, maybe more humidity in the middle, more water in the middle, maybe all the nutrients pooled in the middle. I don't really know. But just, I don't really know if, you know, any genetics get expressed this early into the seedling phase, but I'll keep the smaller ones together. Maybe they'll plump up a bit later, and then some of the bigger ones, I'll keep them in their own pots. And hopefully some of the lumpier ones stay lumpy. Like, I don't prefer these longish ones. I really like these fat ones, you know. They're supposed to be fat. So this one seems, I really like this one, you know, of course the bigger ones I like also. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And interestingly enough, I saw like one of the holes form. I don't know which one it is, but it was like smooth, and then the skin over top slowly died away until the hole formed. So it's not like, it's like, I don't know, some sort of tissue kind of death kind of thing going on, where it's like ready to form a hole, and then the tissue around that hole would die, and then the hole would open up. It was on one of these. Probably can't find it. It's actually this guy. You can see the membrane of the old skin that was covering the hole is still there. Same for this guy. You can see like kind of like a little membrane. The skin is still there. So that's interesting. It's been 4 months and 6 days since I've sown the seeds. I think there were 13 seeds for the M. Schlatterii subspecies pendula. And yeah, you can see I potted them up separately now so they don't crowd each other out. They're still nice and fat. So not all of them are here. A few are in my grow tent, and I traded a few away. So this one has more root hairs than the other. I don't know why this one's like, maybe it's more humid in its local microenvironment, or maybe it's just a bit older than the others, but you can see the other ones don't have as much root hairs, whereas this one is more hairy. I also have one over here. This one I potted it up differently. I put in more of a cocoa bark or orchid bark perlite mixture, whereas the others are in kind of a dirty sphagnum mixture, or sphagnum mixed with some organics and all, perlite and all that. So yeah, let's see if it grows differently. I did notice that the ones in like the peat or organic top dressing is not doing too hot, and you can see these guys, same species, they are not doing great. Here's the other pot that was just I think 1 week behind these guys, and you can see they do not look 1 week younger. They look way more stunted, and it looks like they're trying to get away from the top dressing. You can see it's like thinner where it's touching the soil, and it thickens up outside the soil. So I don't know, maybe it's too rich, maybe they don't like the acidity, it's too moist, I don't know. I did try to do an experiment where I have a few mixtures. This is for a different species though, so they might not respond the same, because I do have some species growing in the peat mixture and they seem to be doing fine, like these guys over here, this Hydnophytum. But these Myrmecodia, here's this M. North Sumatra, which is probably just a tuberosa. But anyways, M. North Sumatra, I tried it in some coffee paper with water, the organic top dressing, and organic top dressing with another top layer of perlite, just to see if it's like the white reflection that's causing a different type of like growth pattern. Maybe these are getting more light, and because of the dark topsoil, it's growing differently. So I tried with some white perlite, and then of course the sphagnum, dirty sphagnum mixture, and you can see only the ones on the sphagnum are still alive. There's still one on the perlite. I think the perlite was just drying out. Either it's drying out, or I don't know, but yeah, you can see this one dropped all his leaves, and I think it's about to collapse and die. And the ones on the organic mixture basically never sprouted. They would just rot away. I even put one from the water. I had like 2 in the water. I put one sprouted one from the water into the organic mixture, and it just instantly died. So yeah, so I don't know, something about just pure organic top dressing they don't like. So I'm going to stick with sphagnum from now on. So you can see all my seeds are sown in sphagnum. The one in the filter paper, some people have good success with it, but I guess because my experiment's small, maybe I just let it dry out too much. But the seedling does not seem to be doing as hot as the ones on sphagnum. So I think I'm just going to go with sphagnum in the future. You can see I have a few other seedlings now. We'll go over them in the future. But the Hydnophytum ones, let me see if I could try to get it out. Yeah, Hydnophytum, what was this one? Formicarium from Singapore. They seem to be doing okay on the top dressing here. Kind of nice and fat. Very cute looking. I wanted to also mention that I have 2 more M. North Sumatras back here. And you can see they're in this pot, and they are doing pretty good. And they were sown on sphagnum from the get-go, and they are 3 months, whereas these guys are 2 months, and then I think the one in the water is like 1 week younger. So I don't know, I think yeah, I'll stick with sphagnum. Seems like only the sphagnum is working. So I hope you enjoyed my ant plant seed journey here and the little experiments I've been doing. I have a few more seeds coming up. This one's from a trade. This is Myrmecodia specnove Mount Candy from Papua New Guinea, which is, I guess, originally from Wistuba, but they have some seeds, and I traded one of my Schlatterii seedlings for it, and you can see they're kind of sprouting, so hopefully they do okay. What else do I have? I have this Myrmecodia from Siada, Papua New Guinea. So this is from a plant from a Wistuba order, and it just came with another seed on it. What is this guy? This is Anthorrhiza bracteosa from Normandy, Papua New Guinea. Also, it looks like it's sprouting. I think there's 6 seeds in there. And then this is a seedling from an ant plant from Rutgers. So I got someone to give me 1 single seed. And yeah, it's not listed on their, I don't know, catalog of plants. So I don't know what species it is. It might be a tuberosa though, probably just a tuberosa. You have a big tuberosa, I think, in there. And let's see, what else do we have? We have the Hydnophytum Myrmephytum Singapore, and a bunch more of these Schlatteria. I probably will just repot these up in sphagnum now. I don't think I'm gonna let them suffer in the peat anymore. Yeah, they're not doing too hot in the organic mixture. I'm going to go over all the other ant plants in a different video. I have a whole bunch more coming in from Wistuba. Oh, and also I want to mention that the mother plant, Schlatteria, had dropped all its leaves and it's not doing too hot. But I think it's because it's just way too hot in here. And recently, because it's the middle of like August or summer, start of August. So yeah, so I'm probably going to move this out to the grow tent where it's slightly cooler. Just so it seems still okay though. I like the calyx is all firm, and everything else is still okay. So yeah, we'll see how it does in a different environment.